This is Harding to Jones podcast. This is episode 5. This is Friday, November 15th, 2020. I'm your host, Todd Harding. It is about 3:31 p.m. in the Midwest, and in the East and the Northeast, it is 7:31. This is my co-host, Todd Jones. How are you, pal?
I'm wonderful.
So here we are with so we're a Friday night podcast, so we're banging this one out, and we had some twists and turns today, but we're still live, and we're on our live tour YouTube channel. So to our listeners, thank you. We appreciate the good feedback. We're very thankful, and simply find us anywhere you get your podcasts, and definitely like our YouTube channel, because I heard that matters. Doesn't that, Jones?
Oh, it matters. We need to get that YouTube followed.
Instead of our voices just talking on it, we need to see some subscribers out there. So, yeah. So, to our listeners, please just do what you have to do to listen to the podcast. So we're all very grateful and thankful. But to episode 5, as we speak, Todd, currently, our good friend Peter Attar's son is playing in District 11 playoff game. It's the Emmaus Green Hornets versus the Parkland Trojans.
That's awesome. I was looking a little bit at that last year's game. I guess they did the same thing. I saw that they were battling it out. I wasn't aware of the huge rivalry that exists there, but that's outstanding. And hats off to Pete and his boy there, and that's great. I hope they pull it out.
Yeah, because as we speak, Pete Attar, who is the father of his son, who he's only in 10th grade, but he still gets on the field, and does well for them. He's like he's a skill position kid.
I saw
he sent me the link. Yeah, he did. Yes. But he sent me the link. So as we are going live on this podcast, in the Lehigh Valley somewhere, they're playing for the District 11, 6A championship, to be the champions of the Lehigh Valley. So I know Emmaus and Parkland are like, they're neighboring school districts, you know what I mean? So they're big rivals, So, and I know Parkland is usually, the stronger of the two, Emmaus has been great in the last few years. So, best of luck to his teammates. We hope they get a positive result. You know what I mean? So,
oh yeah.
Of this podcast, talk about rival. You know what I mean? So as we speak, there's that rival game going on in the Lehigh Valley. But I just want to touch base with our big rival game that we grew up with and played and lived, was the Myers GAR rivalry.
Yeah, that was a wonderful rivalry. Unfortunately, in our career, it didn't work out well for us.
Yes, we went 0-3. You know what I mean? Versus the Grenadiers. You know what I mean? Just a little backstory. Me and Todd Jones are Myers High School graduates. We played on the football team. Obviously, we went 0-3 versus the Grenadiers, but I have much love for GR Memorial High School because my mother worked there for over 20 years. You know what I mean? So I have much love for the GAR Memorial High School at 250 South Grand Street, just as much as I love EL Myers High School at 341, Cary Avenue. You know what I mean? I pretty much love them both. So I pretty much love them both the same. You know what I mean? It's like my two sons at this point.
One has Myers.
Yeah. Well, one is now being renovated into a apartment complex, right? I believe the Myers High School.
Yeah, they're working on that still. I see some work getting done there. I'm glad the structure will still stand, so I can look at it.
Yeah, so like I said, it has a new life, and GAR is now, GAR Memorial Middle School. So you know what I mean.
Correct.
So at least all 3 high schools in the Wilkes-Barre School District have new lives. You know what I mean? They're, they weren't just demoed. So that's positive. But just back into talking about the rivalry. You know what I mean? I know, hopefully Ryan Mears is out there. I hope he's a listener of the podcast. I think he is. But he's making that great documentary about the rivalry. And we watched the first episode. Remember that, Todd? We watched that together at your house?
Oh, yeah, the Hustle Harmony.
Hustle and Harmony. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, I actually, that is linked up on our page there. I put a couple links to that, a couple old school articles about the Myers GAR rivalry. So that's all on the Facebook page. I put that out there, a couple links. yeah, so I did link it up to that. That was outstanding. I was so excited to see that, and waiting for some more there. But that was awesome that they did that.
Yeah. I'm sure once the mayors get to it, because I mean, they were at the final Myers GR game in 2018 that we all attended. You know what I mean? That very cold, rainy day. Remember that?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I do. Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, we were all there for the final game, which was a packed house at Wilkes-Barre Memorial Stadium. You know, they crammed as many people as you can in there. But and it was a very competitive last game for Myers and GAR, you know, but the Mayor's brothers were there recording everything. So I assume whenever they get the time, they're really going to get to it and have, you know, because the first episode of Hustle and Harmony was the prior year, you know what I mean? The second to last game they covered. So they still have to cover the big last game, you know what I mean? Where everyone was there, you know, the Myers legends, the Ismail brothers were there, the GR legends were there, you know, Harold amongst the boys. You remember him?
Oh, yeah. Nick was there. Yeah, they had a lot of players there. That was, I think it was me, you, and BOC that got in that game together.
Yep, we did. Yes,
yeah, it was packed house. It was neat to see. It was a good ending for what it was and what it was to become.
Yeah, it was. You know what I mean? I mean, unfortunately, the weather did not cooperate because it was cold. It was basically the worst weather you can ask for in November in Wilkes-Barre.
Oh, yeah. Cold and rainy and windy.
It was terrible. It was terrible. You know what I mean? But, you know, it still worked out because it was a day game. They played it during the day. You know what I mean? And, you know, they still got competitive last game in where both teams pretty much left it. And MHS, and of course, Myers got the final one, you know, so that's always great.
Listen, how cool was it?
Backyard brawl trophy. I'm sorry, Todd, what did you say?
How cool would it have been to play in that game, though? I mean, you and I would have done anything to play in a game like that, though. I don't care, cold, rain, wind, snow, whatever.
Absolutely.
For those boys playing that was probably outstanding.
Yeah, I remember that the rest of their lives. And I know, like, Coach Gene Buffet, who coached us in our years, I think his son was on that Myers team, you know, final Myers team, you know what I mean? So he has that in his memory, you know, Coach Buffet, who's a multi-generational, you know, Myers football player, you know? So, yeah, that's all stuck in their heads, you know what I mean? Like, I know, like, our memories for the rivalry, you know, we played in the high school football game of the week our sophomore year.
That is also
really work out for us.
That's linked up on the Facebook page, buddy.
Is it? Great, because unfortunately,
on YouTube.
Yeah, because you actually, you know, because you know Todd Jones got the start for the Myers Mohawks, but unfortunately he got pancaked a few times by the great Harold Jackson.
that was coming out of my mouth next. That's like my Hall of Fame like move there. I'm like, hey, check me out. Here I am getting pancaked by Harold Jackson in the end zone. I'll remember him just looking down at me, smiling. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean,
like you said, he was a man amongst boys when he was running.
He was. You know, and GR just came to play that day, and you know the Myers team, unfortunately, we had all those injuries, and Harris got hurt, and you know, we had so many. You know, who was our star player? He was hurt, and we had other major injuries going in that game. You know what I mean? So, because Quinn Harris went on to go to the NFL.
That game.
What's that? Yeah,
there was a little scuffle in that game. The snow flurries came down. There were some punches being thrown. That's all televised. That's up on there, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
How about
it was cold. I remember that. It was like it was like 32 degrees. You know, I know it was very cold. I remember it being very cold. You know, so you know, GR had our number that year. And then our junior year, we were actually winning at halftime, I think, or tied at halftime.
Yeah, and that was our biggest deal, that we were tied at halftime.
Yeah, so we're like, you know, in the locker room at halftime, celebrating and barking, and you know, oh my God, we actually have a chance against them, you know. And then the second half, not so much. GR really turned on the screws, you know, and they kind of blew us out in the second half, you know. For our
also had another wonderful running back of themselves there, a big boy again that went to Penn State running against us.
Yeah, Paul Jefferson, right? You talking about?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was Harold's replacement. It was immediately was Paul Jefferson. So it was one Division I prospect after the other, because I think Harold committed to NC State to start his college career, and then Jefferson committed to Penn State. So
Yeah.
these guys were like major Division I recruits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty neat
And
to think that we were going through that. We had a lot of players shooting out to either D2 schools, D1 schools. I mean, you had,
Yeah.
like you said, Quentin Harris. He did
Yeah.
quite a good job. Went right into the NFL, and now he's
yeah, because he
head
was
of personnel.
Syracuse. Yeah, I mean, Quentin was a Syracuse commit, recruit, and then to the NFL and did well, and as an NFL executive, you know what I mean, doing really well,
Yeah.
in the NFL front offices, you know what I mean. So, Joe Machinsky went to Princeton, you know what I mean.
Yep.
To play football there, I'm trying to think who else at the top of my head who got
in our years prior to us. You had your Brzezinski in Syracuse.
Yes.
That was on that touchdown pass from Donovan McNabb to Brzezinski in the end zone of a Syracuse game, and you had Big Ostrowski.
yeah.
Didn't he went to the San Francisco. Did he get out there? Big lineman Ostrowski.
Yeah, he went to Penn State. I know he went to Penn State and then got to the NFL. I just forget what NFL team he was on. I think the 49ers sounds right.
I think
that
so.
sounds right. Yeah. He definitely made it to the NFL. I just forget which team,
Yeah. And I know GAR had a couple other guys heading out to Pitt after us. They went, Pitt, and just it's great to see those small schools in the city kick out. And I think that's what made the rivalry so good. You're playing against players that were, we were small schools, but we had some tough boys.
Oh, indeed. Yes. I mean, GAR, they were the kids in the Heights. They were the toughest nail city kids, but they were a neighborhood, just the Heights. And then we were the South Wilkes-Barre kids, just one neighborhood. We were more, South Wilkes-Barre traditionally was the more money end of town. It was where all the professionals lived, the lawyers, the doctors, it was kind of like the wealthier part of town. You know what I mean? It had a reputation, for having, kind of like the white collar, you know what I mean? But it was blue collar, you know what I mean? So I mean, we're basically the same kids, just the neighborhoods, you know what I mean? Just the same as that, just you know what I mean? Just kind of different, you know what I mean? They were just tough as nails, you know what I mean? That's what they were, just tough as nails.
Every GR kid I've ever met are tough boys.
Yes, they're all tough as nails, and that's how they were coached. That was their culture. They played on that crappy Stanton Street field, but they got tough by play there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
a lot of those guys.
That field was awful, but yeah. But they walked from GR Memorial over to Stanton Street every day to practice, and that toughened them up. You know what I mean? So,
not us. We walked out in that sweet turf right in the connector to our school.
Yeah. Yeah, we had the gift of Wilkes-Barre Memorial Stadium at Mohawk Land. You know what I mean? So we simply walked out of our locker room onto the turf every day. You know what I mean? To play. So, but then our final year, we played. They pretty much just smoked us. You know what I mean? It wasn't even close. It was just they blew us out from the beginning. You know what I mean? So, but and that was it for us. But but like I said, true rivalry games. I think the overall ended up pretty close. I think Myers had the edge by a couple games, but they played almost 100 times, and it was like close to 50-50. You know what I mean? Myers had a couple more wins, I think. I don't have the exact numbers off the top of my head.
Yeah, I saw. I have an article linked to it. It was something at the time before the schools broke apart. It was like 46 Myers, maybe like 40 GAR at the time, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, that number sounds right. You know what I mean? So Myers had the slight edge in the final win, and they got the trophy to keep forever. But like I said, GR had 40 wins, so it was a true rivalry. You know what I mean? It was rival in every sense of the word. And kudos to the Hustle and Harmony film. I mean, their first episode really hit that home. The Mares brothers did amazing, and I look forward to it too when they actually show that game. Because they have all the footage. You know what I mean? It's just they just have to put it together. I definitely look forward to that.
Time is tough.
Yeah, but like I said, they have lives too. I mean, they're both family men and they have day jobs. You know what I mean? It's not like
right. It's cool that they've done what so far, and we all look forward to it.
Yeah, because Ryan has 3 young kids, and then Matt has 2 kids. You know what I mean? So it's not like they have lives. You know what I mean? It's not like they can constantly film make, but I'm sure they'll definitely get to it whenever they get to it, so it's just, I hope it's sooner than later,
Yeah. Yeah, but it was what a great time to be a great part of schools that we lived in, and the time that we did. Like the stands were packed, our friends were in there, all the
Yep.
crowds. Now I met a lot of these GAR guys after the fact too, and it's so easy to relate to them when I talk to them. Like, hey, I went to GAR, I went to one of my good friends here at GAR. I met another guy from GAR. He's like, yeah, I play football, and we ended up playing against each other. Just so neat.
Yeah.
Just great people too. You all have that vibe still. You're all still part of that same pulse down there, that rivalry.
Absolutely. And like, even like your family members, like your cousin Dave Russage played for the Grenadiers. You know what I mean? So he got the full GR experience. He was a few years younger than us, but he got the full GR experience and was a Grenadier through and through. You know what I mean? He was like a perfect example of what a GAR football player was.
Yeah.
I would say
tough
your
kid,
cousin
man.
David.
Tough as nails, that kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he epitomizes what GR football is. Is David Russage. Yeah. So he's just like exhibit A of what a GR football player is. And then, I mean, fast forward to today, you have Mark Glowinski, who is he's a lineman for I can't remember. I'm blanking, but he's definitely a starting offensive lineman from GR Memorial. He's on one of the NFL teams. I forget which one he's on.
Yeah, I was just talking about this too with one of the principals at the school, and I can't recall right now. I don't want to call it the wrong team, but again, guys from this area with grit, toughness, just pushing through and making it.
Yeah, so even in today, 2024's NFL, there's a GR Memorial guy on the starting line. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
That's just phenomenal. You know what I mean? It's just phenomenal. From a small, because like I said, Myers and GR, each year they only graduated like 150 kids at max. These are small city schools. It's not like we were these giant city schools. We were small neighborhood schools. And I wouldn't have it any other way. You know what I mean? Our experience, I wouldn't have any other way.
I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, absolutely. But pivoting from that rivalry, fast forward here to 2024. There's a big NFL game this Sunday. Todd, is the biggest NFL rivalry, which is the OG teams, the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears, play this Sunday at it's a 1:00 start in Soldier Field.
Yeah, they do. I think my Bears feel like how it felt for me at Myers against GAR. The Bears feel that way against the Packers. Packers own the Bears lately.
Yeah, and Chicago was having a good season to that disastrous Hail Mary against the Redskins.
Yep, it's gone downhill. OC is fired. Offensive coordinator is gone.
Yeah,
pulling up stuff. It's kind of messy right now.
It seems. There. Yeah, what's that? They had the disastrous Hail Mary by the Redskins. They've been on. It's been a disastrous couple weeks, but doesn't mean they can't turn around this Sunday. You know what I mean? Green Bay is playing pretty well. You know what I mean? So they're 6-3. Like I said, the Lions right now are one of the best teams in the NFL. You know what I mean? So
they just snuck out another win.
They did, yes.
I caught that game. I said the end. It was a great game, and that field goal made it by, I'm talking millimeters, to win that game.
Yes, that was as close as it gets. When it comes to field goals, you know what I mean. But
not like the Bears.
The Lions are just
in that situation.
Yeah. So like the Lions they have one loss. They're on top of the NFC North. You know what I mean? The Bears, I think, are 4-5, and the Packers are 6-3, with the Vikings, I think, 7-2. So all the teams are, the Bears have an average record right now. The season's not over by any means, and the other teams are all in the playoffs right now. So
yeah.
But now they're going to start playing each other. These divisional games. So. And it's in Soldier Field, you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, this is my Super Bowl right here every year.
Yeah. So this is a chance for the Bears to get back into the season. Get back to the mean, get back to 5-5, if they can upset the Packers at home. You know what I mean? So I'm sure the Packers are a slight favorite. I don't know what the line is.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I think they got them by a touchdown. I think they're being favored.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like I said, that's like, and you ask any Packer fan, immediately who's your rival? The Bears. The
Oh
Bears.
yeah.
Like it's not even questioned. And I'm sure it's the same way in Chicago. Who's your rival? It's the Packers. You know what I mean? Because original 100 years.
Yeah.
So, the monsters of the Midway versus. I definitely look forward to it.
I'm excited. I'll be watching it. Being somewhat hopeful. I hope. I haven't been hopeful in the last couple of years with this game, but anything could
Yeah.
happen when you put them on the field. So
Yeah. Well, it's been a bad few weeks for the Bears, but doesn't mean they can't turn the season around because it's not over by any means. And,
right.
Pivoting back to college football, I guess the Hurricanes had their first loss of the season last week, correct?
Yeah. Yes, they did. They got stung. It was due
Yeah.
time. The defense big plays. Like I said, I'm nervous every time they play anymore. They're like the heart attack team.
Yeah.
You watch them right till the end. But
Yeah,
they're
but
off this week.
They lost on the road though, right? They're away, right?
They did, but they lost to that team last year because of time management. They could have taken a knee and beat Georgia Tech, and they didn't do that, and they fumbled the ball and lost. So it's a horrible story, and then they lose to them again. And I hope they look inside and figure it out because it could be a tough road, and they got to get into these playoffs. So we'll see where they go, but they're off this week.
So they're Lions, off. Yeah, okay.
The Lions are on to Purdue, I believe, right?
Yes, they have hapless Purdue, who's the worst team in the Super Big Ten right now. So, I expect them to easily mop them up, and then they play the Gophers, Minnesota Gophers, the following week. So
that's
on the road,
that's gonna be a tougher game. That Minnesota's been playing tough.
Yeah.
They're gritty.
No, it's definitely it's not easy to go into Minnesota. They get up for the elite Big Ten teams. They always come ready to play.
Yeah.
And they've upset Penn State so many times. You know what I mean? I've seen them firsthand upset Penn State, like being ranked number 1. And they've come into Beaver Stadium unranked and upset them. I've seen that back in like the LeVar Arrington days. So it doesn't mean. I just expect because I do like the Minnesota's coach. I think he's a really good guy, and I like the way he handles the game. You know what I mean? And he's the kind of guy I would play for. You know what I mean? I think his name is PJ O'Rourke. I think it's his name. I think I have that right. Because I went to a game in 2019 when they had a really good season that year. Like this year they're having a good season. I think they're like 6-4, but they just lost to Rutgers, so that was a bad loss for them. But I expect them to at least give Penn State a run for their money. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they're going to beat Penn State, but I think they're going to be like Wisconsin and show up and give Penn State at least a game for the first half. That part I'm pretty confident on. So
yeah.
But the good news is for the podcast is that Penn State and Miami only have one loss each, right?
Yeah.
So we still want them to both make the new college football playoff, and they're still on track. You know what I mean?
Right. We're still relevant.
The Hurricanes have one loss, but they're still. He's not over Coral Gables, Florida. You know what I mean?
No, not yet.
Definitely not over.
So yeah, we'll see. But
all right,
so we shall see. We'll see
we're
what happens. Yeah, we're running about 24 minutes. But what's going on now? The Russia South has had to start earlier. I had this ready to go a little later in the evening, but I found out. We got a old man box tonight. See what's gonna happen here, buddy. Mr. Mike Tyson's so Mike Tyson's on Netflix.
Yeah, he's
a couple. Yeah, the neighborhood's getting together.
58.
Jake Paul.
Yeah, he's like what, like 27 or 28, and Tyson's like
the famous YouTuber,
58.
Buddy. The YouTube man, he's a big boy.
Yeah,
big boy.
But Tyson looks like he's in shape though.
Tyson's been working hard.
But Tyson had that.
Yeah. Tyson, I don't think he's going to be able to go too many rounds. So if he's going to do it, he's got to do it early and lay it into him. Bring out that old Mike Tyson. It's been hard to bring it out of him. He's been very mellow lately. He's done some tours. He's really calmed down, he said. And
Yeah.
Just kind of medicates himself a little bit there, but he's positive about it. But they said he's basically tells people, you do not want to bring the bad Mike back out of me.
Yeah. Well, he
I
had
hope I
that
see a little
huge.
I hope I see a little bit of it tonight.
Well, they had that huge promo at their weigh-in last night when there was like bitch slapping going on. You know what I mean? And
Jake Paul stepped on his toe, and Mike said his feet are killing him. And Mike called off, and he put a nice slap on him.
He did, but it was perfect to promote this fight tonight. You know what I mean? It was exactly what this fight needed was a little bit of drama from Iron Mike.
Listen, did you hear the payouts on this thing? I've heard the payouts.
Gigantic. Yeah.
Jake Paul $40 million, Mike Tyson $20 million.
Guaranteed, right?
So,
yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Well, that's not surprising,
but that's what's floating around. So
ratings that are gigantic because
you're
watching with the whole group, right?
Yes. I wonder how many.
Are you watching your house or are you going to another?
I'm going to somebody else's house.
Okay, yeah, but I'm sure you're watching with a huge group of people.
Yeah, we got a couple old guys back there, kind of guys we got Hanson jumping in, and it's gonna be a good time. It probably won't go off until about 11:30.
Oh yeah, they're gonna draw it out as long as they can to get the gigantic rating they're gonna get. There's gonna be millions and millions and millions of Americans watching that fight. And I hope Netflix can handle the bandwidth.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
Yeah, because there's gonna be a lot of people watching it. Streaming that. It's
I bet you there's been a lot of subscriptions picked up. So
yeah, there's a lot of bets. A lot of wagers being wagered on it. You
can imagine the money moving on this thing. It's it's a big entertainment thing, but people are. It's Mike Tyson. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it is. It's been ever since the Mike Tyson Punch-Out days. It's been outstanding. For the OG Nintendo game that we all loved.
Yep. Yeah. Got to use the Star Punch, Little Mac.
Yep. Little Mac.
So, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm excited. I hope I can stay up for it. That's one thing. It's if it goes on to that late, man, I start getting a little drowsy.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Yeah, because they're not gonna. They're not gonna actually go at it until God knows when.
Right. So
it'll probably be around midnight. Yeah.
I hope not. I hope it goes quicker. But I'll try to do my best to stay up and watch it, and then check in with the college football games tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't think there's a lot of gigantic games off the top of my head. I haven't really checked the schedule, but for the podcast purposes, we kind of just want Miami and Penn State to cruise the rest of the season. If Penn State wins out, which they probably will, they'll be in. Miami, I assume if they win out, they'll probably go to their championship game, right? In the conference they're in.
Yeah. Correct.
Right. So both teams are on a trajectory to make the playoffs. So that's what we really want. And we really want, ideal for the podcast would be a Miami Penn State matchup in the playoffs, when they actually go at it.
That'd be ideal. That'd be great.
Whether it's at one of their home fields or whether they have to meet in a bowl game or whatever it is, it'll be perfect for the podcast because obviously there'll be a special edition of the podcast where we talk about for 45 minutes.
Hopefully get some other guys there talking.
There'll be a full preview. Yeah, there'll be a full preview. That's all we'll talk about for 45 minutes. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get BOC to join us. So for additional insight.
Always good. But BOC's got some good insight. He's got some good things. So we'll check it out, man. Look forward to it. Absolutely. Good luck to the Penn State this weekend. Go Bears. Are you going? No, you won't. It's in Soldier Field, so you won't be at this one. But I hope the Bears pull one out here. I don't know how you feel about that, but I'll go Bears. And onward and upward, man. Let's hope everything keeps moving forward with our teams.
I kind of like I said, I'm gonna go with the Packers, obviously, but I could be wrong. You know what I mean?
Oh, if I had to pick a team to win,
it's the NFL. Anything can happen in the NFL.
If I'm putting money on, I'm putting the Packers. So, but we'll see. Hopefully it's a good game. Hopefully I get to see a good game.
Because the last Packers schedule is they have the Bears in Week 18 in Lambeau Field, so that's their last game of the year. So
Yeah,
they're
there's
playing
too
this
many bad
Sunday, and then
memories
they'll
for the
play
last
again.
week.
Oh yeah, I mean, the Bears
Packers have knocked the Bears out of the playoffs in recent memory to me in the last game of the season. They've knocked the Bears out of the playoffs multiple times on
Yes.
fourth quarter drives or last place
Yeah.
in games. They've done it to the Bears.
Yes, they've had the
Bad
Bears
taste in the mouth.
number the last 10 years or so.
Yeah.
They definitely
they
have the Bears number. You know what I mean? Because the Bears had a lot of down years. So.
Yep. Well,
But
we'll
like
see.
I said, it's a rival game, and anything can happen. So and like I said, we have to get you to Lambeau in the near future. That's going to happen. It won't happen this year, unfortunately, because that's the goal pick. That's the goal package game. I don't have that game. But
yeah,
we have to get you the Lambeau. Green Bay Packers versus Bears experience in Lambeau. You have to have it because it lives up to everything you can imagine.
I look forward to it.
You just have here because you'd be surprised how many Bears fans there are because like I said, it's not that far. Green Bay from Chicago is like 3.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
Tons of Bears fans, tons. So you won't be alone.
I'll be packing my Bears jersey. I'll be packing my Bears jersey for that game.
Yeah, you definitely have to rock it. Bring out the old Urlacher jersey.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, sir.
But all right, pal. Well, here we're at about 32 minutes. So,
yeah.
You want to start maybe wrap this up so we can get back to our Friday evenings?
Wrap it up. I got to get moving. My daughter's coming home. My daughter.
You want to add or?
I'm not right now. I mean, I'm just excited to see those games go off. I am excited to see Mike Tyson box tonight, so I hope it's a good match. Actually, I'd like to see a first round knockout by Mike Tyson. I'll go have a couple cool ones and enjoy the evening.
Yeah. I'm rooting for Mike Tyson knockout too, just because the old.
Oh yeah, it's Tyson. You got to go for the guy. 15 years old.
Shock the world.
I hope we'll see. We'll see what
happens. Your daughter, is she back from the dance yet?
No, she's on her way home.
I know your daughter Ava had a big dance tonight. Is she home yet? Or?
Addie, this was the younger one.
Okay,
all
right. Yeah, I have to get back to my side too. Awesome.
Yeah. So
awesome, buddy. Well, this is episode 5. To Todd, I thank you for everything you do, and we'll be back soon with the episode.
Sounds good, man. Have a good one.
Take care.
Later, buddy. Bye.
See ya.